Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that highlights Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties, all from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart. I am the publisher of your local newspapers, the Lawrence County Advocate, the Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Maury. All three of your local newspapers in Southern Middle Tennessee this week feature high school football preview sections. So make sure that you pick up your copy today to see what's going on with your team in the 2025 football season. We'd love to get you a copy of your local newspaper every week delivered to your mailbox with a subscription. Here's how you do it. Call 931-363-3544, 931-762-1726, or 615-452-4940. You can call any of those numbers, and that will get you any information you need for any of our newspapers. Also, you can visit PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, and LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net to find out everything you need to know also about any of our newspapers. Well, Andrew, Chandler, Maurice, and myself, we're coming right back with our wraps. So let's get those wraps started right now.
This is Chandler Harmon bringing you this week's Pulaski Citizen Wrap. And we'll start this week with our Citizen Spotlight of Emily Hughley. Her photo graces the spot of honor at the top and center of our front page. Also in A1, county officials received an update on the Tennessee Advanced Communications Network project. The project is aimed at helping reduce the area in which first responders in Giles County are left without communication. Giles County initially entered into the project with the state of Tennessee almost 3 years ago, and at the time, the county committed $6.6 million to provide the communications network throughout the county. County Executive Graham Stowe pointed out the importance of the project and the many lives it would save across rural Giles County. Two investigative reports from the Tennessee Comptroller's Office have led to the indictment of a former recorder for the city of Minor Hill. The total amount of misappropriated city funds totaled at least $105,342 between August of 2021 and September of 2024. The Pulaski Board of Mayor and Aldermen has selected former Alderman and Vice Mayor Ricky Keith to be their new city administrator following the retirement of Terry Harrison on August 12th. The move was seen as a way to remove multiple hurdles that would have come with the creation of an associate city administrator position. TCAP Pulaski highlighted its new cosmetology and automotive building at last week's Chamber Coffee. Inside, a motorist drove through the storefront of Reed's Drug Store last week. While the driver was left injured, there were no other injuries reported. The Campbellsville Heritage Festival is looking for vendors to participate in this year's annual celebration. Bella is this week's GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. And as always, the Pulaski Citizen has property transfers, backward glances, obituary notices, government public notices, church directory, fun and games, Tennessee Valley weather, community briefs, and church briefs. Now that's it for us. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
Guys, not yet. Not yet. Now I'm ready, guys. Call 775-7833.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
The Lawrence County Advocate Wrap this week starts with citizen concerns expressed to the St. Joseph Commission recently. Also on A1, Carrie Staggs continues her local farmer series with the Healing Homestead. And Sandy Mashburn shares the story of a local resident who made a generous donation in honor of her late father. Finally, on the front page is a request for volunteers to help at the Loretto History Museum. Kristen Dawes has been named to the position of Director of Marketing and Engagement at the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce. County Executive David Morgan has announced his bid for re-election in the 2026 election. Loretto aldermen discussed speeding along Riddle Lane down in Loretto. The Lawrence County Republican Party meeting included State Representatives Todd Warner and Monty Fritz. Trey Donovan shares his memories of being a NASCAR fan. Henry's column highlights the Middle Point Congregation Chapel, and Neil Beard features the St. Joseph Catholic Church Sanctuary restoration. And there's a lot more to see in the Advocate this week and every week, including local obituaries, local community announcements, government notices, auctions and estate sales, 2 pages of puzzles and comics, and the local church directory along with Tennessee Valley weather. Well, that's it for this week's Lawrence County Advocate. We'll be right back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Busy bee, yeah, busy bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all, hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
833. Oh, busy bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet. Busy bee, oh, busy already, bee. Guys. Call 775-7833.
Hello, I'm your Main Street Maury reporter, Andrew Pearson, and here's the news from last week, both the happenings and the highlights, things that happened and things that we bring attention to. At the top of the front page, I wrote about my recent tour of CPWS's water treatment facility. There they showed me the steps of the treatment process and described the improvements that they're making to their facility. They're sinking $82 million into replacing old components and systems. This is the kind of maintenance that's been deferred but is now being achieved with a very large capital outlay that's paid for by only a small monthly charge on household and industrial users. Anyway, Main Street Maury will publish more articles on our water supply problems and possible solutions to them in our future issues. Last week, a 17-year-old man was unfortunately shot to death in the parking lot of the Grand Reserve Apartments in South Spring Hill. He was pronounced dead at the emergency room. We send our condolences to his family and friends. Spring Hill police believe that a suspect in the case, who fled in a blue sedan, is detained in another state on unrelated charges. No further news yet. Columbia has announced that they'll resurface their town square over 5 nights next week. Work will happen from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. from August 24th to 28th, and the city advises shop owners to prepare for flying dust and lack of parking and possibly depressed sales from all of those. The Duck River Watershed Planning Partnership met at the Farm Bureau building in Columbia last week to hear from their partner agencies and from different interest groups. TDEC gave their recommendations on how the Duck River should be managed, and ESRI showed off their new website for the planning partnership, which links to a lot of data and visuals about the state of the Duck River. Public comment focused on possible solutions to our water needs, including the dam on the Duck and pipelines to different rivers and points in the Duck River. And finally, Columbia picked Carl McCullen off the county commission to represent Ward 1 on its city council. They also heard Maury Alliance's presentation on the economic KPIs for the county. They discussed some possible neighborhood and church developments and congratulated the Columbia Academy Bulldogs, who won the Division IIA championships for high school boys baseball. In our other news, Spring Hill's Planning Commission recommended building a Chase Bank, a dog playhouse, a dental office, and other projects. The children of the American Revolution showed off the backpacks they raised for Spring Hill Elementary students and filled with school supplies. Columbia Academy welcomed its new development coordinator, Monica Hayes. Columbia's Rotary Club is now selling limited edition pens made from the wooden floorboards of McDowell Elementary School. The Boys and Girls Club are throwing a Clubhouse Rock fundraiser gala in October, and the Grace House, run by Room at the Inn, are also throwing a fundraiser, which didn't quite make it into this week's paper this Friday at Just Love Coffee Company in Spring Hill. Alan Rushing puts a business spotlight on Columbia's town coffee shop, and the Columbia Arts Council threw a get-together in our office building, and pictures of which can be seen on page A8. That's our weekly news, and thank you all for tuning in. We look forward to bringing you the news next week, and here's some more.
Make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
Guys, not yet. Not yet. I'm ready, guys. Call 775-7833.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel, urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, regional sports editor for Main Street Media, covering the Pulaski Citizen, the Lawrence County Advocate, and Main Street Maury. And man, with high school sports getting cranked up officially this week, except golf, which started last month. We've got plenty of content across all 3 newspapers for August the 20th, the print edition that you can grab right now. Let's start in Lawrence County with the Lawrence County Advocate, as we've got coverage of Summertown's Jamboree matchup to close out the preseason over at Cornersville against the host Bulldogs. See how the Eagles came out in their final dress rehearsal of the preseason. Also, Loretto went over to Wayne County for a final preseason matchup. See what the Mustangs did on the road this past weekend. Additionally, we've got a little summer wrestling that some local kids were participating in down in Birmingham, down in Georgia recently. Coverage of that and how those kids did. We have a promo to our Lawrence County Advocate preseason football tab that's got coverage of Lawrence County, Loretto, and Summertown heading into their season openers, their regular season openers later this week. So be sure and grab that preseason tab that will be folded into this week's Advocate. And finally, see who's going to win Friday night's games. Check out Mostradamus's week 1 predictions. He won't steer you wrong. Trust me. In the Pulaski Citizen, we've also got a preseason tab giving you some coverage on Giles County and Richland and what they're looking like heading into their season openers, as well as middle school previews. We've also got a promo to the Pulaski Citizen preseason tab. I just said that. We've got the preseason tab in this week's Pulaski Citizen. Mostradamus is in this week's Pulaski Citizen as well. We've got coverage of Richland's Jamboree action over at Cornersville against Lewis County. Giles County entertained Ensworth in their final scrimmage of the preseason. Again, coverage of both of those courtesy of Mark Mize, so be sure and check that out. Richland and Giles County were both on the golf course last week along with Eagleville. See how the Bobcats and the Raiders came out on the links. That same wrestling that is in the Lawrence County Advocate, we've got coverage of that in the Pulaski Citizen as well. And UT Southern has a new baseball coach, and it's an interesting background for Braxton Morris. Be sure and check that out in this week's Pulaski Citizen. In Main Street Maury, the August 20th edition. Spring Hill has hired a new girls basketball coach. Last time he coached at the high school level, it was with the Mount Pleasant boys, and it was about 7 years ago. Corey Armstrong back in the saddle with the Lady Raiders. Check out the coverage of that development. We've also got middle school football scores and this week's middle school football schedule. Check that out in Main Street Maury. Our tab, again, the Main Street Maury Fall Sports Preview for 2025. Doesn't just cover football, but it's also got girls soccer, volleyball, cross country, and golf. So be sure and grab that out of this week's edition. We've got coverage of the Maury County Jamboree that took place this past weekend at Spring Hill. Also, something kind of cool coming up. Well, today, actually, depending on when you see this, it might be getting ready to happen or it may have just happened. But the Miracle League of Columbia, which is an all-inclusive baseball league, is breaking ground on its new facility over at Maury County Parks. Again, that's taken place this morning. So depending on when you see this, it may have already taken place, but they are making strides toward making an all-inclusive baseball facility and playground a reality over at Maury County Park. Really cool situation, and kudos to the folks involved with that for getting that off the ground and going. So, and again, finally, Mostradamus gives you his week 1 football picks for high school football that gets started up this weekend. That is all in our print editions this week of Main Street Maury, the Pulaski Citizen, and the Lawrence County Advocate. Next week's print editions, we will have all of your week 1 football coverage. Everybody's in action. Everybody's on the field Friday night. Be sure and get out and see your favorite football team, and then come back to those websites for the Citizen, the Advocate, and Main Street Maury, and next week's print edition to get coverage, again, of your favorite teams. I'm Maurice Patton, regional sports editor for Main Street Media, covering the Citizen, the Advocate, and Main Street Maury. We will see y'all next week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Good Wednesday morning. Taylor Plott here with a quick update on your forecast. Starting off, maybe a few passing showers around. Otherwise, looking at a few passing clouds. Better rain chances will be occurring during the afternoon and evening hours, with a lot of those scattered showers and storms. Still holding on to some scattered showers or isolated showers and storms during your evening hours. Most of those will start to fade away as we go into your late evening, overnight hours, going into your Thursday morning. Still holding on to some of that cloud cover, though, going into your Thursday. Here's your 7-day forecast. We continue with the small chance of an isolated shower or storm Thursday and Friday. Slightly better rain chances Saturday, and then we start to dry out going into the beginning of next week with temperatures in the middle 80s.
Hey, that's it for Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee this week. Make sure you get a copy of your local newspaper so that you don't miss a minute or a second of the coverage that we have lined up for you all across Southern Middle Tennessee. For more information on subscribing to any of our local newspapers, you can visit one website, and one website will do it all. That is MainStreetMediaTN.com. That's MainStreetMediaTN.com. And again, we thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, information, sports, and more. And good Lord willing, we're going to be right back here next week on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
Guys, not yet. Not yet. Already, guys.